Unfortunately, its true purpose is something much more sinister. Entertainers and celebrities are the court jesters of the modern day, dancing by virtually every metric imaginable. This planet is in very good health. This is Luke Paulson, the Catholic Conservative, and welcome to the News of the Week for February 20th, 2021. And if you like these videos, do not forget to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe for more. Most of the people who are dying from the virus are those with pre-existing conditions and the elderly. These are the same people that would die from the flu, which is also caused by a coronavirus. Therefore, people in nursing homes would be the most at risk to catch and die from this virus. So Cuomo decided that COVID-positive patients should be put back into nursing homes to spread the virus. As such, countless people needlessly died. This is manslaughter, plain and simple. Now we know that the numbers might be twice as bad as we originally thought. Meanwhile, states that let businesses open and let beaches remain open did not have the same problem. Cuomo wanted these people out of the hospitals because he believed that there would be surges of cases and the hospitals needed room. There is a lot more going on here than meets the eye. While Biden was busy killing jobs across the country, all of Texas was hit with a very big winter storm. While Texas does get a lot of its energy from oil and natural gas, large sections of the state are getting their power from wind farms. However, these turbines never freeze in such weather. Oh wait! What's this? The fact remains that wind energy is only reliable when the wind is blowing and the turbines are spinning. I can only imagine how bad it is for states like Alaska. Biden killed the Keystone XL pipeline, and so many people will be caught off guard the next time that another storm comes through if we only use clean energy. Kerry, Biden, Gore, and Thunberg live a life of luxury with all of the benefits of fossil fuels, but we peasants cannot have such privileges. John Sullivan was arrested in regards to the Capitol insurrection on January 6th. He is a member of Antifa that infiltrated the group and said these wretched things. If there was one Antifa member there, how many more could there have been? Most of the people who went in stayed behind the velvet ropes. There were, of course, some dangerous outliers. But it is not as if these dangerous insurrectionists were able to stop for a photo op. Oh wait, what's this? This was a Reichstag, and Trump was the fall guy. Trump was impeached over supposedly egging on the protesters, as shown in the severely doctored footage from his prosecutors in the Senate.
What I'm telling you is that they doctored evidence. And I believe your question says, well, it's only a Twitter check and changing a year of a date here. They switched the date of a Twitter a year to try to connect it to this case. That's not a small thing, ma'am. The other thing they did is they put a check mark on something to make it look like it was a validated account when it wasn't. And when they were caught, they didn't say anything about it. They didn't even try to come up with an excuse about it. And that's not the way our prosecutors or our government officials should be conducting themselves.
President Trump called for them to be, quote, peaceful and patriotic, close quotes. So many people saw firsthand all of the lies that the Democrats had to use to prop up their defense. However, the fake news quickly scrambled to do damage control. Just like how President Trump had to deny the endorsement of white supremacists and other such terrorists again and again. Should Maxine Waters be impeached for telling her supporters to gang up on Trump and his cabinet?
If you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them
Should Kamala Harris be impeached after bailing out the terrorists that burned down cities? The difference between conservatives and liberals is that one will defend free speech, and the others will make laws against hate speech. Biden's nominee for the ambassador to the UN gave a paid speech in 2019 at a branch of the Confucius Institute, even though this particular group is a, quote, soft power extension of the Chinese Communist Party, close quotes. Officially, Linda Thomas-Greenfield claims that this was a mistake, but it is just par for the course for someone like Biden that will do the bidding of Beijing. He won, largely as a result of the fraud-based mail-in ballot system that was caused by the China virus. I do not think that is coincidental either. Let us assume that the media is right on how deadly this virus is. If the CCP had been honest about it from the get-go, 95% of cases could have been prevented. Combined with the fact that WHO merely parroted whatever the Chinese said on faith, I am starting to think that too many coincidences are occurring in a row. This not only got the Hong Kong protesters off of the streets, but because of a virology lab, Beijing Biden is in the White House. Gina Carano was fired from Disney and Lucasfilms for having the audacity to voice her opinion. The Babylon Bee ran a story saying that Disney was hiring strong, independent women that would also do as they were told, and I really think that they hit the nail on the head with that one. Either way, Gina Carano will be producing her own film on the Daily Wire for their paying members. I cannot give anyone a blanket recommendation, as I would want to see what is produced first. At the same time, big tech and Hollywood are against us at every turn, and we need to subscribe to these different channels to remind ourselves that we are not alone. Either way, the propaganda in movies and television is only going to get worse, which is one more reason why I do not watch much television anymore. Biden is undoing so much of the great work that President Trump accomplished. This is the way it always has been and always will be. However, that does not mean that we cannot stand up and reclaim what he is taking. The states should not only be fighting back to have the Keystone XL pipeline run through their states without federal intervention, but they are ensuring more freedom and liberty within their own borders. For example, South Carolina and Ohio are working tirelessly to ensure that children are protected in the womb. We tell if a person is dead based on his heartbeat. Why not use the same metric to see when people are alive? Utah, Mississippi, and Tennessee are fighting to keep boys out of girls' sports. Female Olympic sprinters are left in the dust by high school boys with the benefits of adolescence. I ask again, why are no girls transitioning to compete in boys' sports? At the same time, states are passing laws that forbid federal overreach that overrides the Second Amendment. If the socialists want this country, they will have to fight for it. The CDC is recommending that schools reopen. States like Florida and Texas that allowed people to keep their freedoms are having less or just as many cases as more restrictive states like New York. Besides, most of the time the virus spreads between family members and seldom at schools and businesses. However, Biden's plan is to open schools for in-person learning at least one day a week. This is all about making Americans live in fear. I, for one, refuse to live in fear. Democrats have once again decided that people are suppressed from voting by Republicans that want to ensure the sanctity of our elections. They were very concerned in 2016 about Russian hackers, but not in 2020. Why? Because they knew that Dominion and the post office were on their side. This For the People Act forbids states from controlling their own elections. It eliminates the need for voter ID or signature verification. With the millions of illegals that are coming in and getting free stuff, the goal is to shift the balance of power. In 2020, 66.3% of eligible voters cast a ballot, a record in 120 years. More blacks and Latinos voted in 2020 than in 2016. This is not about expanding access to the ballot box. This is all about centralized government control. Not to mention, taxpayers will be footing the bill for political ads. What is to stop two rogue Cincinnati agents from just not giving funds to the opposition party?
As late as last week, the administration is still trying to say there's a few rogue agents in Cincinnati, when in fact the indication is they were directly being ordered from Washington.
H.R. 1 is a power grab. Plain and simple. Maybe I'm just blowing smoke. Maybe I'm completely off my rocker, but that is just my opinion. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And be sure to follow me on social media.